What is the hardest thing you have ever had to tell your significant other? There is something wrong with our baby. My daughter was only hours old when the pediatrician came in and told me she was an achondroplastic dwarf. I am 5 feet 10 inches tall, and my husband was 6 feet 2 inches tall. I laughed when the doctor told me she was a dwarf. He told me he was serious. They hadn't brought her to me. I thought it was because I had hemorrhaged during the night. The OB had pulled on the umbilical cord. I had lost massive amounts of blood before a nurse's aide saved my life. But that wasn't why they hadn't brought her. They were afraid to tell me until the doctor told me. I called my husband and said, "You need to get to the hospital right now. There is something wrong." I hung up the phone. I called the nurse and said I want my baby now. I was adamant. They made excuses, but I told them if they didn't bring her I would come get her. So they brought my daughter to me. She was awake. Her eyes were dark. Her hair was black and shiny. I held her so close. She smelled like a clean, sweet baby. My tears were of joy holding her. Her tiny fingers were all there. Her toes 5 on each tiny foot. She looked like the prettiest baby doll I had ever seen. I was in love. My husband arrived and I showed him our beautiful daughter. Then I told him what the doctor said. Neither of us had ever heard the word achondroplastic before, but it became a mantra in the next few days and weeks. We took her to Houston to the genetics clinic there. The world-famous doctor told us she was truly a dwarf. After the appointment, my husband excused himself to use the restroom. I sat holding my baby. She was 12 days old. The restroom was on another floor. My husband was gone for a long time. Twice one of the genetics people came out to see if we were all right. I was beginning to wonder if Mike had abandoned us. Maybe he wouldn't want me and our baby anymore. But he showed up just as I was planning to call a friend to rescue us. He had washed his face, but he had been crying. He sat down next to us and put his arm around us. He held us close. "This is our baby. God sent her to us. I will love you too and protect you the rest of my life. We will face this and we will be family." Those were a lot of words for my husband. Mike did love us and protect us till his last breath. Our daughter is now in her 30s. She is short but not in any way handicapped. She runs her part of the world successfully. Mike was proud of her. I am proud of her. She is proud of herself. Nothing a stepladder cannot solve, she says to people who ask about her condition.